book got released,
Oh,
238
shit.
pages
Woo, another
of
Epstein.
letters to Jeffrey Epstein. Most of them
Yep.
are about sex. If you remember, we extensively covered the Wall Street Journal
I mean, I read it. It's not mostly about it, but it's just...
that Jeffrey Epstein's friends put together letters
Also,
commissioned by Ghislaine
congratulations,
Maxwell,
pretty much
and one of
about the
those letters
birthday.
included Donald Trump, although they also included Alan Dershowitz, Lex Wexner, Bill Clinton, Leon Black. Now, in response, Trump sued the Wall Street Journal over $10 billion, which also means he sued Rupert Murdoch, the
news.
guy who runs Fox News, the New York
So-called.
Post, Sky News. And this is all because Donald Trump denied everything and said, I never wrote a picture in my life. I don't draw pictures of women. It's not my language. It's not my words. Here's his official response. He sued them, of course. And then, of course, we
And here's the picture, by the way.
found out that he does draw pictures, turns out, and
You know.
signs his name on them. But the really important update was that the New York Times corroborated
Maybe he doesn't remember, you know.
that Trump's name was on the Epstein birthday book. And
Hey, how did they know, though?
specifically, the
That
Epstein
sus.
estate had it in their possession. And were
So
gonna
yeah, the
turn it
book is
over.
out, like you can read it. Here's, by the way, the voiceover of Trump and Donald. They talking about some secrets, keeping the secrets, enigmas.
And today, that's
So
exactly what happened.
suspicious,
Or
like,
the House committee
oh.
released it to the public. Now, I want to be clear.
Yeah, that's
although
this
a lot
one.
of talk today is going to be spent on this drawing,
Yep.
it's far from the only one. Really, the reason this is such a big story is the blatant denial by the president, saying just it never happened, which is the weird thing, because of course he was friends with Epstein and Ghislaine. Everybody admits that, including Trump. It's just,
And based on this book, apparently he was a best friend, actually. If you're gonna read the whole book, he was not a friend. He was a best fucking friend,
the
yo.
letter itself, he's saying, no way it happened. That's not me. I
Like, that shit has
So,
everything.
that's the reason there's a lot
And a lot of
focus on
classified
the
still stuff, a lot of hidden stuff there.
president. But let's be clear, this book is about a lot more than just the president. There's a lot of powerful
Yeah,
people.
there's a lot of
in
names
this.
there.
This is the start of it. You see, it's
A lot of
leatherback
scientists,
book
by the
written
way.
by Ghislaine Maxwell. There are redactions to third parties. Some of the friends mentioned is Ron Altbach, Leon Black, Jean-Luc Brunel, Bill Clinton, Alan Dershowitz, Bill Elkis, Bran Frennan, Nick Leese, Peter Mandelson, George Mitchell, Nathan Myhrvold.
And the end unknown.
Goes on and on, notably also Leslie Wexner, Donald Trump.
Hey,
This is
where's the
all
Elon? Where's the Elon?
available online. Like, there's no denying that
I guess
this
Elon
stuff
at
is-
that time was busy doing the
this,
business, huh?
You can see it has a bunch of never before released pictures of Epstein, his family, things like that. There are redactions of certain.
Hey, at least we're
women
getting
in the
something,
pictures
yo.
in compromising positions, but otherwise, mostly
Piece by
unredacted,
piece.
Honestly, I'm pretty impressed with how much we got of the famous birthday book. And it is full of revelations. I think the most obvious one is that all of Jeffrey's friends, or most of them, were aware of
But still, there's some names that are hidden there, which is pretty
his
interesting.
interests.
What type of
They
names
talk
are those?
extensively about how much he loves the ladies, the young ladies.
Like, imagine they're not hiding the Donald Trump and other ex-presidents, but they hiding somebody else. Like, how powerful that guy should be if they hiding
also,
him.
an interesting mention
but
of
not
his
Donald
Vanity Fair
and,
profile.
Bush, I think,
This
or
is
who
from
was that?
Leon Black, where he calls him a Vanity Fair poster child. And that is soon followed by Alan Dershowitz's alleged letter, where he says, "Dear Jeffrey, as a birthday gift to you, I managed to obtain an early version of the Vanity Unfair article. I talked them into changing the focus from you to Bill Clinton, as you will see in the enclosed excerpt. Happy birthday and best regards." What makes this so interesting is what he's referring to, I believe, is a 2003 profile on Jeffrey Epstein. The article is called "The Talented Mr. Epstein" by Vicky Ward, and it's sort of become famous for the fact that now there's been this meta commentary about how Vicky Ward had early allegations of abuse by Epstein and was not able to run them. She accuses the paper of not running them. There's some dispute over this. Vicky Ward basically says she had two
Let him
women who
cook.
presented allegations. By early December, weeks before the article closed, in mid-December, she was discussing the farmers with fact checkers, and they were looking for photos. Ultimately, the editor said he didn't trust her. He didn't want to run those allegations. But now that we have this backstory, I mean, that's all things that have been public for a long time. That has been a big question. Why was this article killed? Well, now we have in this book a discussion of this killed article. And by the way, when you look at what Alan Dershowitz is saying, they
I
changed
talked them into changing the focus from you to Bill Clinton.
the focus to from you to Bill Clinton. We do see that Bill Clinton shows up in this article. So the
And
timeline
Kevin Spacey.
really does match up. Over and over, his friends seem to be joking about an article where allegations almost ran about Jeffrey Epstein and ultimately did not. Most of them seem to be very well aware he likes the ladies, he likes them young. So I hope this finally puts to bed the lone trafficker theory that everyone was going to him for tax advice. But of course, we also need to talk about Donald Trump's letter. And unfortunately, this is where the response gets a lot more polarizing, depending on where you sit on the aisle.
But hey, the book is mostly about like wishing the happy birthday and stuff like that. It's not like mostly about the women. Because I think he's a little overshooting with that one.
Of reactions
if you're gonna read it, especially like if you're gonna look at the science that scientists that's been saying is just pure
people
science.
Saying, okay, well then case closed. He wrote it, right? Like obviously he was friends with the guy.
A lot of childhood memories, stuff like that.
They're denying writing these letters. He wrote it.
But this one with the Trump is the craziest one, man. Like the Trump is literally admitting it.
Signatures on here.
About the secrets, keeping wonderful secrets.
The press secretary at the White House said that, once again, it is false. They're doubling, tripling, quadrupling down.
The latest piece published by the Wall Street Journal proves this entire birthday card story is false.
As I've said all along, it's very clear President Trump did not draw this picture. He did not sign it. Trump's legal team will continue to aggressively pursue litigation. And then you have this guy who's the deputy White House chief of staff saying,
to open the checkbook, it's not his signature, defamation.
Time for News Corp to open that checkbook. It's not his signature, defamation. And then they screenshot some photos of Donald Trump signing his name and saying, look, it's not the same signature. And you know what? That's pretty true. It's not the same signature. We'll get to that because at the same time that was getting released, they were denying, oh, look at these signatures that are different. We also had the New York Times and Wall Street Journal also put out signature comparisons with some different signature choices that look very similar.
He changed it. Pretty much the whole story. He changed it.
Here's a letter to Bill Gates. Here's a letter to New York City officials. Rudy Giuliani.
The tail is gone, yeah.
Here's another New York City official. And then we also have letters to Conway, to Clinton. And you have this kind of textbook.
The whole tail was a backup, just in case.
A very tight vertical signature. I mean, to me, that's pretty compelling. Unless we're arguing for a professional forgery job here, which I don't think has even been alleged. Like, this is nearly identical, all these signatures. Like, I would believe
it's the same, yo. It's the same, yo.
The regular differences
Everybody
in
can
a signature,
see it.
right? It's not some completely different signature we've never seen before. But it didn't take long for people to take up what the White House's official statement is saying, because influencers have now run with it, saying, does the below look like the actual signature from the president? I don't think so at all. Fake, showing once again that yes, the president has at various times signed signatures differently, of course. I don't think anyone disputes that.
The problem is Donald Trump is alive and Jeffrey Epstein is dead, so obviously everybody gonna be sticking more to the side of Donald.
And sure, you can find some
he got a power, he's alive.
Different. Here's Eric Daughter
he's the
saying,
president.
The Wall Street Journal has just published that letter Trump sent to Epstein. It's not even his signature. Defamation, pay up.
But this is deeper than Trump, actually, because a lot of names are still hidden there.
Is going to bankrupt Wall Street Journal. Benny Johnson says time to sue them into oblivion, which again is crazy because the guy they're talking about, they're suing, is also like one of their biggest allies, Rupert Murdoch, the guy who runs Fox News. I mean, it's definitely infighting at best. Now, of course, we got to read the message again now that we actually have it in its full context. We have voiceover, must be more to life than having everything. Yes, there is. I won't tell you what it is, nor will I. Since I know what it is, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Yes, we do, come to think of it. We all know this. And then the famous line, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret.
Crazy.
So, look, there's also an analysis put together by the Wall Street Journal, the people who originally reported this. I think that's worth going over. They decided to look at various times that Donald Trump has expressed similar writing. For example, they talk about Trump talking in the third person. They say, look, here's video clips of him talking about himself in the third person. It's not weird for him to do that. There's also word choices of enigma. They point out that he's used enigma multiple times in books. We've also covered him saying it in like in video. Then there's also a wonderful thing. A pal is a wonderful thing. That's the line. Well, has he said that
It's
before?
a regular
Yeah,
saying.
He's definitely said that before. So
It's a
all in
regular
all, the
sentence.
reporting seems solid to me. I mean, you can hold on to the copium here.
Nah, the
but
signature
really,
is his, that's for
you're
sure.
arguing
Like,
that
what?
the entire book is either all fake, which that's the first
Tail
option.
is the tail is a scapegoat at this
Like
point.
it may be the greatest forgery of
That
all
ain't gonna
time.
work.
Or you're saying specifically that it's just the Trump part that's a forgery, and every other part, the part where Bill Clinton's writing in, the part where all these other people we knew that were also associated with Epstein were writing in, you're saying all of that's real, but the
You can technically say accomplice.
part about Donald Trump is not, and that was a forgery inserted in. So it's a very strange argument, and because this was all a carefully bound book, the idea that it was just inserted in, it couldn't really have been. It was bound by a specific bookbinder. So, I think it's all credible. I mean, personally, I look at the facts. I look at what we know of the various people, how this all unfolded, the fact that it came from the estate we thought it would come from, the fact it included a variety of politicians, powerful people. It wasn't just singling out Trump, but Trump is the only one who has denied it. Now,
What's the head?
lastly, I want to talk about the latest statement by our government. We all know the various stages of grief we've been through with this story. First, it was a cover-up, then they're going to release everything, then there's nothing to release, then it's a hoax, and now we have a new level of copium. We are descending into J.B. Jones' locker level of copium. And here we have it. This is from Speaker Mike Johnson.
He is horrified. The whole thing a hoax. It's been misrepresented. He's not saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down.
Wow.
What?
Donald Trump was an FBI informant, according to Speaker Mike Johnson. So all of this birthday book stuff, all of this was actually, if you believe, our
That's
government,
interesting, scapegoat.
it was part of an
That's
official
interesting.
plot to capture
way
Jeffrey
in,
Epstein, the world's
way
most
out.
notorious file. This whole photo. But now, I guess we're so deep undercover, we can't cop to it yet. We can't admit we have the entire government running cover for us with influencers telling people, oh, it's not his signature, even though there very clearly are signatures that look identical. So it's crazy. I just hope our glorious president can one day come out of his FBI informant role and tell us all how he took down the world's most notorious. I can't wait for that one. That
One day.
he can write us a letter about it.
2-3 weeks, man.